thing that Dan Andrews is making it easy for Matthew Guy is his reluctance to walk among the people. One of the things that was interesting to see on the weekend was the royals just walking among their subjects. If they had any security among them, it was very discreet. Yet Dan Andrews never risks that. He's never among the people. He's not even a man of the people, really, is he? This is plenty of opportunity for Matthew Guy to give him a product differential, as you say.
Yeah, well, look, that would be a good start. Maybe he should start, going out to communities, being seen to be among the people, doing what Dan does not do in his ivory tower or his bunker out there in Mulgrave. But the answer is Dan Andrews doesn't go out and meet the people because he can't, because there would be somebody in the crowd whose life has been ruined by 2 years of Dictator Dan during Corona, who would be there and pick a fight with him. Somebody probably with a very sad story, somebody who, God forbid, has had children who've been completely messed up or worse from being locked inside for 2 years on end. The thing is, Dan has a very, very carefully crafted image, and part of that image is the I stand with Dan PR guy myth of Dan's popularity and being a strong leader. The more he's out there and the more he gets yelled at by people who have understandable grievances against him, the more that image starts to fade away and the more the Emperor is left with no clothes. So I don't think we'll see much of Dan out and about during the campaign. I think it'll be a lot more stage managed than that.
Do you think the same contrast applies at the federal level? I mean, Peter Dutton really has it. There's a lot of free hits going on Anthony Albanese at the moment, but he just seems reluctant to take a swing. What's your take on the federal contrast?
Look, I'm a believer in Peter Dutton. I think he has it in him to be a great leader and indeed to win the next election. The problem for Peter Dutton is he is bound by circumstances partly beyond his control, putting it charitably. Partly his party room is still full of the rump of those terrible moderates who, should really be in the Labor Party, but they couldn't possibly do that because that would show bad breeding. So they end up in the Liberal Party trying to impose Labor policies from within. So that means he is limited to what he can do, for example, on rejecting the so-called voice to Parliament, on rejecting net zero and Labor's climate bill. And also he's actually bound by the terrible performance that was the Morrison government in its last term. He can't campaign on debt and deficit and inflation because the Morrison government plunged us into a debt that will reach $1 trillion. That was a coalition move, not a Labor move. The coalition spent more than Gough Whitlam or Kevin Rudd could ever have dreamed of. Similarly, what did Scott Morrison do at the 11th hour? Signed up to net zero. So he can't exactly say that was a mistake without copping flack from that end. So Peter Dutton needs to work out a way to clear these barnacles and get a fresh message out, but that'll take some time. But in the meantime, we wait to see a little bit better from Peter Dutton than what we're seeing now.
And finally, before you go, Gideon, Peppa Pig now includes a lesbian couple. This is a globally successful kids animation show. It's gone woke. Do you think it'll go broke?
I don't know what to think about the lesbian couple on Peppa Pig. I mean, on the one hand, there are lesbian couples in Australia in 2022. They do adopt children. It's not such a radically different. This isn't like gender neutral training in safe schools and things like that. I wouldn't put it on that level. But what I will say is that it seems to me to be driven by this fad of representation. Oh, we need to make sure there are non-heterosexual relationships. Oh, we need to make sure there are a diverse ethnic mix. Oh, we need to make sure that there's a disabled person. There's nothing wrong with characters meaning all of these descriptions, but to purposely spend your time worrying how to make your character list diverse along the lines of these skin-deep superficialities rather than focusing on things like plot and character and narrative and themes and development of the show. I think that robs art of something. I think it is making art too sterilised, and I don't think it will add much to Peppa Pig or anything else. So look, no problem with lesbian couples, but let's stop obsessing over these minor details. Let's focus on what makes these shows great and something that the kids will enjoy. They don't care about diversity or representation or all that other crap. Let's just think, make it about the children for once.